Hey guys, God bless. Welcome back to my channel. I am Charlene, and today we are going to talk about Annotate. Annotate is a concept that a lot of book readers, students, anyone who's into studying any type of subject or matter is using this system to organize their notes, their thoughts, their questions, and their concerns. So I want to make this video because I already made videos showing you guys my process as I begin to embrace this new style and technique. Because you know me, I am hard sometimes to change or start something new or adapt to new concepts. Like naturally, I am hyper attentive, meaning that once I hold on to something, it's gonna be held on to. Versus, someone and say, you know what? I'm more than willing to try new things in certain areas because that's the opposite thing that goes on with me too. Some things like food, I am eager to try new things, new tastes, new smell, new sights. But then there are some things that I'm so rooted into that kind of stubborn, I guess someone would say. And my style of note taking and studying was one of them. Like I had this monotone style of studying. But I've been doing some research and I've been looking into some things and I stumbled across Annotate. And just to give you the Google or internet definition, add notes to, and it could be a text, diagram, book, whatever, give an explanation or comment. So that's the very general basic concept of Annotate. So it's pretty much sort of kind of like what you do when you got two separate things. Like you can have your textbooks, which you always been taught, don't write in your textbook. So you have to have your own separate notebook. And oftentimes individuals will choose color codes for subjects, concepts, ideas, classes, so that they can know exactly where this note or where this page is supposed to be associated with. And in this aspect, I am going to annotate my Christian books. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do the literature type books, the novels, because that would probably slow me down too much. I'm not sure yet. But when it comes to the concepts of Christian books, such as this book here, which is the church history, as you can see, I have started to annotate in here, and it's going along really smoothly because it's one of those type of books where you can have a lot of different concepts and ideas. You know what I'm saying? So you decide what's comfortable for you. Now, let me just go through this one by one. We went through what it is, what it's for. Then let me discuss to you my style or my system very quickly on camera while my face is right here. I have two different guides that I got stuck on my wall. The first one, if you guys can see, is for devotions. And I have green for relevant today, meaning that I feel like wherever I am in my life or in this moment, this was concerning me and it hit close to home. Then I have yellow, which is a timeless read, meaning that it's one of those concepts or ideas or scriptures that will continue to be a blessing to me and continue to be a concept that applies to you as a Christian person, which the whole Bible does, don't get me wrong, but in connection to devotion, the read would be a timeless read. And then I have study, which means either I didn't quite get it, I was confused, I was intrigued, and it made me want to go a step further, like go into my Bible, grab a commentary, and actually study the concept or the idea further for that moment or another day. Then I have reread. Reread means two things. Either I had to reread it in that moment to make a complete full circle in my understanding, or I would like to read this again in the future. So I have a lot of devotions. You guys know I have like literally a shelf full of devotions, and they are all out of date. They're old on purpose because I don't want to idolize devotions and make it about, well, this devotion for this day has to be about me, because that will make it no different than how people or the world views horoscopes. Like, this is exactly for me for this given day. That is not what God intended for devotions, or for how us to carry out our lives. And I know that sentence was extremely choppy, but y'all know I have trouble articulating myself. So anyway, you guys get what I'm saying. So this is my guide for devotions only. Very simple and straight to the point. There's literally only 4 color codes, 4 concepts. And I'm going to place this back here. Then I have my Annotate guide for books that I'm reading, which, as you can see, is a little more colorful. Has a lot more going on because there's a lot more intended to go on when you're reading different books and concepts about Christian and faith, prayer, whatever the case is. So, and the first one at the top is dark or regular purple, which is relevant now. Same thing from earlier. I felt that whatever I was reading hit close to home, whether it was a conviction or something that applied to me in my moment, in my season. Then I have research for pink, indicating that I had to step outside of what I was reading to look something up, whether it's the scripture or some other resource, mainly the Bible though. And then blue is meditate, meaning that it was something that I read that moved me, whether it be an encouragement or to do better, or something that I need to do, something I need to work on. Is something I meditate on, in prayer, like, Lord, help me understand this, help me to carry out this task, this application to my life, that type of thing. So, or move me. Maybe I thought about somebody else when I was reading it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta take a moment to pray with this person, anything like that. Then I have discussion for, it's like the magenta color, it's like a lighter purple. And that just simply means that something that I will probably want to share with you guys, my husband, my children, something that would make for a good conversation is what that one is. Then I have timeless, once again, same concept from earlier, that I feel like no matter when, how, what season, who person's reading this, is a timeless read, a timeless statement that will help Christianity for years and years to come, not just today. And then I have reread in orange, basically what I said earlier, where either I was so encouraged or so intrigued, or I was so informed that I can definitely reread this again and help with my walk as a Christian, or something reread as in sharing, rereading with you guys or someone in my home. So it kind of sort of like a discussion in that aspect too, where it can go beyond the moment. Like, okay, I can reread it, or maybe I just didn't quite understand, didn't quite comprehend, and it didn't register with me, so I had to reread it. And then finally, I have what was supposed to be kind of like a reddish color, and it says indifferent. And this is one of 3 things: either indifferent as in I disagree with what the author was saying, 2, I was convicted and I'm not quite sure if I am intended to feel convicted, or maybe the tone was harsh, or a statement or something that was disturbing, as in, I remember reading in church history about how they was burned to death, and how, the crowd was just so eager to punish Christians and blame them for things that they didn't even do. And of course that made me feel indifferent, because it reminds me of some things that are going on like today in this world. Like there's a lot of things that people want to blame on Christianity, and it's like we have nothing to do with that. Like anything that goes on in the world or around certain people and things is God's plan and will, and or the Bible's truth does not change. It has not changed, and we get blamed for that, for keep re-innovating that in our lives and our everyday walk. And it's like we're doing what we're commanded to do, whether you guys get it or not, and we get blamed for a lot of things. So that would make me feel indifferent. So those are two guides that I use for my Annotate. So now I'm going to show you tools. These will be the highlighters that I would use if I were to highlight, which I must admit to you, as of right now, I'm a little iffy about highlighting in most of the text that I have, because maybe somebody else wants to read it. Maybe somebody else would be blessed with these books and they want to annotate. So this is one option that you'll find that will maybe helpful more so for students in school with their own paper, their own pen, their own notebook, and their own notes. Feel free to highlight your color code, your guide, so that you can understand and know exactly where you stand or how you want to address the text, the notes, or the concepts. Highlighters is the way to go, because you can color code and it's something that you can easily remember and equip yourself. Like you can do like math, science, reading, elective or something. I don't know. But you can easily like make a code and stick to it. And most highlighters you can find almost any and everywhere. So that works. What I'm using and what I feel works best for me at the moment is sticker note flags. These are transparent sticky note flags that you can find at Dollar Tree, Walmart, anywhere that they sell office supplies or stationery. And you can still color code because literally it has all the colors, even some extra ones, unless you want to use all of them. And they're transparent. So when I put it on the text and I put it in the book and I flag the page, I can still read. Like it doesn't hinder me and doesn't stop me. And if I were to pass the book along, it's just as simple as them removing them, and it doesn't ruin the page or tears it, or it's not so much as a big deal or a distraction, because it easily can be removed or ignored because you still can read the text. Then you have these type of tabs that, although they're limited in style and color, again, it depends on how many concepts you actually have, because you can literally do encouraged, meaning encouraged you, prayer, meaning you need to pray about it, and 3, study, that you had to go and do research and study. Like you could be as basic as that. Like it's totally up to you of the concepts and ideas that you want to annotate. Totally up to you. You choose. So, and you can get these in a range of pattern styles and whatever the case. The only concern I have is the metallic ones were hard to write on. But any ones that are cardstock or completely smooth, like regular paper, you're more than welcome to have these. And you can actually write out what you want on there, like prayer, encourage, peace, joy, different concepts of that matter. Some people almost annotate like they would if they were creating their own coordinates. Like this page is about love. This one's about peace. This one's about Jesus, this, that, and third. Also, another inexpensive way is the solid sticky note tabs, like not the transparent ones, which these works just as good. However, if you were to read or go back, obviously you would have to remove them so that you actually can read a page or a sentence. But they still are good and they still are removable and they still are inexpensive, and you have your standard colors in most, and some may provide even an extra color or two. And they come in a wide variety of sizes, because a lot of people may actually want to write out something on that particular sticky note to be even more organized, to make sure it doesn't get lost. Like, I don't know, the date that you were reading that page, the scripture or the sentence or paragraph, the page number, and then write something out. Whatever you want to do to be as organized as you choose to. And again, wide variety of size, colors, and shapes. You can do other sticky notes. You can do other page flags. whatever works for you. You annotate how you want to annotate. And like I said, my personal preference is the sticky note flags because they're transparent, easy to remove, and they have a lot of options and colors. Like I said, for the most part, I have not annotated a Bible yet. And I choose not as of right now to highlight in these books because a lot of these books like this one, my husband might actually want to read. And I know he is easily distracted by like highlighting and stuff and writing. So, and like I said, I may be led to bless this with someone. So right now I'm not writing additional notes and things on the page itself, and I'm using transparent sticky note flags. But again, if it's your personal book, your personal thing, if you're doing this for school or any other reason, then obviously you may have notes involved that you actually might want to put. My suggestion, if you want to keep a clean, neat book that is timeless and can be used again and again, to add the notes on the sticky note or the flags, which where these will come in, the solid ones, where you actually can write out exactly what you're feeling, your concept or your ideas and your thoughts right there on the sticky note itself. And again, you have these size, which is, I believe, the smallest. You can go a step up and get these, which are a little bit longer and bigger, so you can write a little bit more. Or you can even go here, this size. Or if you don't mind and don't care, you can go really big and get the regular standard size sticky notes. But totally up to you. What else? Make sure I cover everything. But I think that's about it as far as annotate. I think I cover all the bases. And like I said, you can either do a combination of flag, sticky note, and highlighter, or you can highlight and write, or you can have a separate notebook. The choice is up to you. You do what's best for you, but just keep in mind neatness, consideration of, am I planning on keeping this book forever? Is this book mine? Am I allowed to? Do I plan on sharing this book? Those are things to think of when it comes to different styles of annotation. And this style and this technique of notating actually can be applied to Christian fiction and nonfiction, the Bible, devotions, commentaries, whatever. Like I said, if you're in school, your subjects, your notes, if you're in college, different subjects and classes, it can be applied to anything that you're studying, any type of book, any style, any genre, any subject, anything. Totally up to you. And you don't have to copy my color codes at all. You can actually look on YouTube, and there are other people with other color codes. And me personally, I had already decided, even seeing so many videos, that I want to create my own system. And that's what I did. I choose my own colors and I choose out my own concepts. A lot of people I've seen, when they do the annotate and the flagging, they actually keep a very general standard subject line, like not really so much to what's in reference to them as a person, because that's what I did. They just kept it really strictly subject based. So like I said, this is scripture on love on this page. This is scripture on faith. This is scripture on prayer, things like that, on a certain Bible character, like things of that nature. Or you can do like subject, one color, person, one color, location, one color. Like, it does not matter. Like, it is so many options and availability out there. You choose what's best for you. Comment below if you are into this, if you are already doing this, whether you choose to use highlighters only, sticky notes. Maybe you're a clean, neat person in reference to you don't want anything other than what you're reading, no distractions. That's cool. That's fine. My husband is completely like that. Let me know in the comment section. I love you guys. God bless. Take care. Bye.